All right, guys, welcome back.
Hey.
April's in Meineke, and I'm in Meineke, but we're not at Meineke. So are we allowed to wear the shirts and talk crap? No? We're not?
Do you want that infamous phone call?
Actually, I look forward to hearing from those phone calls sometimes. So anyway, whoa. This is about learning what your stomach can actually handle from the food being produced today, right? Produced and grown. So into my 50s, right? And April's in her 30s.
Yeah, okay. I was just getting ready to say, watch it.
That we have found that our bodies cannot tolerate foods like they used to. Be it foods, chemically enhanced foods, chemically enhanced grown foods, processed foods. You know what I'm talking about. The world today, the food that they're feeding us today. So, and is it a combination of both? Probably. People and foods, primarily probably the foods, creating more disease and health issues. So
I think it's bothering us more in the last couple of years because they have started doing cheap ways.
Cheaper ways with chemicals and processes. Correct. So this is about me at 51 having digestive problems, right? And digestive problems can accelerate from stress, which I have plenty of that. Some induced by myself and some induced on myself. That last night after and while having Thanksgiving dinner, that we were talking about another person's mother who has IBS. And I said, well, has she ever changed her diet? She said, no. Well, for me, I have experimented with my diet from one spectrum to the other, from not eating meat, from not eating, what else, April? What do we not eat? No red meat. Certain fruits and vegetables we were doing, some we were not. A bunch of different foods. So
we eat more rice now.
More rice than anything now. What I learned about myself is that I'm nuts. For one, you never know what Anthony you're going to get at certain times, and April will tell you. Check my eye color. One will be one color, one will be the other, and you're in the danger zone if those eyes are different colors. So if they're both the same color, it says that
one green, one blue.
He says that he's thinking normally.
No, one green, one blue.
No, one green, one blue means I'm nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then my same eye color means that I'm near sanity. So that, look at this guy. Is he peeing on the side of the road? My brother.
Yep, and he's leaning.
Well, he must have a little wee-wee. That different foods have different pH levels, and
for about 22 miles,
the average human stomach pH, right, should be 1 to 1.5 or something like that. And then as I started researching the foods that I was putting in my diet that escalated my stomach issues were high pH items, be it fruits, vegetables, and other. And some of that included processed foods, which were your snack bars. They say that they're Nutri-Grain, but they're not Nutra. There's some Nutra to it.
Nutri-Grains are
not one. It's processed. I don't care. It's still a processed thing. Yeah. So health bars, this bar, processed, right? It's not like Granny was whipping it from scratch and squeezing it out onto a thing and letting it air dry for you to eat it.
Alright, that's valid.
Follow me? So what I was putting into my body appeared to be on the higher scale of pH, and pH is an acid, right? That my body overreacted to that because it's outside of where my body can function. So I didn't know this my whole entire life. It's like, oh, eat apples, eat oranges, eat peaches and plums and celery and carrots and this and that. The spectrum of pH is high, and although you feel that it's good for you, even in small doses, it may not. And for me, when I eat carrots, it's not one or two. it's a whole bag of carrots, or it's a whole entire cucumber, or it's 1 or 2 apples, or 2 or 3 bananas. And it just set my pH off in my stomach to where I believe that it was creating more problems, although I thought that I was eating more healthy. And you are eating more healthy, but your body is saying the pHs, for me, acidity levels are way too high, and even in certain foods. So last night I identified some triggers for me that I have to step back from and focus on the lower pH foods, so that would be under 3s, if not under 2s is where our goals are. So this morning I had a kale and spinach and something drink, right? Which we checked that it wasn't very high in pH. And I actually had some leftover skinless turkey for breakfast, and I feel phenomenal. Instead of me having grapes, watermelon, apples, peach slices, this, that, and the other thing, and gorging on those and 3 snack bars, that the reaction in my body, the explosions and the pain and discomfort are better for me as I'm trying to align my digestive system. And I didn't know any of this, that foods that you could be taking in your body are not necessarily the right foods that you're putting in your body, and are causing IBS, constipation, regurgitation, acid reflux, overactivity of your bowels. I call it a war going on inside my stomach sometimes when I eat raw vegetables. It's not because they're not good for you, it's that your body just can't handle it and process it comfortably.
Not the raw, like broccoli.
I think if I had 2 pieces of broccoli, 2 pieces,
I don't think
instead of a whole bag of broccoli or a whole bag of carrots, right, in moderation, I could probably dial back some of the discomfort and irritation. But now that I'm more in tune to the pH of food, I am going to work on that, and I will report back to YouTube that you have to identify what your problem is, and sometimes it's scaling back your entire diet. Although you love coffee, although you love going to Starbucks and getting a $10 coffee, or you like cheesecake every day in the morning because it tastes so good, but your stomach hates it, right? You have to scale it back and start over and start identifying what the problems are. And I think for me, even talking to a GI doctor really didn't provide clarity. Although that she said, for me, I was taking in my daily fiber within a few minutes of my day, when your daily fiber intake should have been throughout the day.
Correct.
On top of everything else I was putting in my body, was creating a chemical bomb. This is what I call it. She didn't call it that. And it comes from the foods that I was putting in my body and my eating habits and behaviors. So I'm going to work on smaller portions, and find a way to satisfy my body that is hyperactive mentally and physically. I wake up starving. I'm starving all day long. And by me packing myself with food all day long, it's causing problems in my stomach. So we have to scale it back, and we're going to start looking at foods that aren't high in pH, and high on a scale from 3 to 4 and 4s and up. So I'm going to let you know how that works. I'm sure there's plenty, if not millions, of people out here with digestive issues, and it's not all hereditary. It is definitely induced by stress and your food intake. Thanks for watching.